everybody. I'm excited to share another message with a whole new perspective, actually. Just recently, as many of you know, I traveled out of the country, and anytime I do that, I really do my best to be present in the moment and really experience not only the new environment, but the culture and just the energy of the space. So I did a lot of soul searching, and I did a lot of looking for clarity on what I've been doing for a while now, just by being guided. So a while back, I started doing videos, and I wasn't really sure what they were for, what I was getting towards, but I thought I had messages to share. And a lot of it came from me just being behind the chair for 20 years and kind of hearing the same concerns and the same struggles year after year with people that I would come into contact with. And so I thought, I'm just going to record a solution to this. That way, they can listen to it on their own time and make sense of it. And I can go in depth in this specific arena and what it was, about. And the majority of it is just all tools and strategy and technique for solutions for things that happen with everybody. It's not just me going through it in the past or people I've known have gone through it. It's like generally speaking type stuff. I started doing it, and I didn't really know what was going on as far as what it was leading to. And then I started a Facebook group that kind of exploded, which is kind of cool. It has like 1,400 women. It's a women's group that are just these amazing warrior women that, are single mothers, or, never been married, never had children, or, entrepreneurs, or, trying to make a relationship work but don't know what's going on. Just like all these regular things that we all face, right? And it just became a little bit of a support system. So what I started doing in this group was I started posting things that I needed at some point or I need at the moment. And people started adding people to it, like, hey, I think this could really help you. And it's people that I've never even, been connected with or, gotten to know, but yet we're connecting in this way, which is super cool. And then I started getting all these messages from women that I had never met, like, just so you know, this has really been helpful for me. This is really getting me through some things. And then they'd give me all this information about what was going on, which, again, thank you for that, because if it wasn't for those messages, I would have probably stopped a long time ago, because like I said before, I wasn't really sure what I was doing with it, why I was doing it, what I was, headed towards, but I knew that my soul needed to do it. So I did it. I was being guided to do it. And here we are in 2020, where I had this amazing experience in Peru that I want to share. So, doing research online and finding the most legit, safe way to participate in an ayahuasca retreat ceremony, I found a place that was not only reputable but very selective over who they allowed to participate in this. I was accepted and I was super excited to participate in this ceremony with multiple shamans. It was super cool, but I want to talk about my experience. It lasts about 6 hours, and in the beginning of it, you're kind of told, let it go, don't try to steer it, don't reject things that surface, because that's part of the significance of this plant medicine. Is it brings up what you need to face, what you need to deal with, what you need to let go of. And so I'm like, all right, game on, challenge accepted. I know I've been through some things. I know that all the generations before me had some difficulties that maybe never were healed. And I know that a lot of that, I grew up with and really didn't know why I felt a certain way about things, why I thought the way I thought about things, why I would feel repelled over certain things. You know, I didn't understand so many things, and if you know me, I obsess about understanding myself, behavioral science. Why do people do this? They're not a shitty person, but they act shitty. What is that about? You know, what are these habits stemming from, you know? And then you realize that it's like hurt people happen to them, you know, they're mimicking, they're protecting themselves. And I was doing that for a long time too. So the more I understood, the more I was like, all right, now how do you get rid of this? You know, how do you fix it? And so I came across plant medicine, and then I found out that it's not available everywhere. So I learned that it was available in Peru, and I was on my way there, so why not, right? So I took a chance, and you know, I was told some shit's gonna happen, and I'm like, all right, game on, you know, challenge accepted. Whatever comes up, I'm prepared for. I'm ready to deal with this, and I really want to heal, and I really want clarity on things that I just don't understand, that are so suppressed that I can't fix them. I don't know they're there, kind of shit, you know? So I took the medicine, and initially I had these geometric shapes surfacing. So it was all dark. It was about 25 to 30 participants, but you weren't in each other's space. Everybody was kind of doing their own thing. It was all dark, and so these geometric shapes started surfacing. This is a psychedelic medicine, so you see things. And so I'm like, okay, colorful shapes, cool. And then this big old bird came up, and I'm like, I don't know, an eagle or something. I don't know my birds, okay? Don't judge me. I'm just not familiar with all the birds. It was a big ass bird. And then again, there was like this panther type animal coming towards me, and I was like, oh, don't get me, you know, but it was kind of cool. And then there was a snake. I don't like snakes. I'm afraid of them. So I would just like, you know, back up and close my eyes and open. I'm like, oh shit. I don't know what that means, but okay. And then I went into the next part of it where I saw myself as a little girl. And when I saw myself as a little girl, I was, in my mind, I was like, oh shit, here we go. Like, this is the work, right? And it was completely like mind-blowing opposite of what I would have ever expected. I was this little badass. I was this little kid that was like ready to take on the world, that had no fear, that was ready for whatever. And, you know, I was just going around like handling shit. And when I think of myself as a little girl, I mostly like feel sorry for me. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't deserve that. You know, poor me. And this perspective was like, I had it all under control. I was always okay. I was always protected. As a matter of fact, everybody in my life since, you know, childhood was surfacing, and my relationships with them was, you know, I was protecting them in some way. Or if they hurt me, it was like, they're not hurting you anymore. Like, you know, you're beyond that. You know, it's whatever. And there was just such like joy and like clarity there, that it's like nothing's wrong there, don't worry. So I'm like, but I really want to, you know, my mind, my me, you know, is like, no, I want to heal some shit. What am I supposed to be focusing on? What do I need to work on here? So then I just kind of went down the path of everybody in my life that's important to me. And it was like every person I faced, like my son, it was like, he's amazing. Like, you did the best you could. Everything's the way it's supposed to be. And I'm like, okay, are you sure I didn't fuck that up? Are you sure that, you know, I could have done better? I need to like, you know, ask for forgiveness. Like, give me more, you know, it's my baby. He'll be 21 this year, which is crazy. And so, nope, he's fine. You're fine. Everything's fine. I'm like, all right. So then I like saw my mom, and in the past I had so much like pain towards her. And then here it was just like, you know, she's doing the best she can. She fought so hard, you know, raising you, and she could have given up at any moment. Like, you know, people that are nowhere near as strong as this woman, that have like a percentage or less like going on. Like, she has paranoid schizophrenia, so she's definitely struggling at all times, right? And so I'm like, all right, you know, we're where we're supposed to be. And in a lot of ways, I saw that I protected her and I helped her. I guided her through a time when she wasn't really present. And so that was kind of cool to know that I had a purpose for her. And, other people I saw, and it was like, they're not in your life. Let it go. You're fine. They're fine. They're where they're supposed to be. So are you. And so I was like, holy shit. Like, this is great. I was expecting this horrific experience, and I could overhear others' experiences. And so there were people vomiting profusely. There were people bawling their freaking heads off. And we were told, you are going to purge. Everything that needs to be released will be released in this time. So if you're vomiting, let it go. Whatever's in your body needs to go. If you're crying, that's just pain that you've been bottling up. Let it go. And so rather than any of this bothering me, I was just like praying for them. And when it would, come up, I'd hear crying, and I would be, oh my gosh, they're letting shit go. Heal them, protect them. And it could have just been me, but it would go away. It would either stop, being so in my ear, or I was helping them get through it. I don't know. But what I do know is that what kept coming up for me is, it's not about you. You're fine. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to help people, help them get through this, give them your positive energy, give them your love. You're okay. You're okay. What can you do for others? And that's what kept coming up for me. And it was just such a euphoric experience for me, where I started like digging, because that's what I do. And I'm like, well, what's this shit about my videos and, healing, and am I going crazy? What am I supposed to do with this? And it was just like, what you're doing, do more, get better, grow, learn, continue to like fix yourself, be a good role model for your family and your son, and do your best to inspire people just like you. You came from a really bad place, and you're still getting better. Help others do the same. And that's just what I continue to get. So I was like, holy shit. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. I was expecting the worst. I was prepared for the worst, only to find out that all the work I've been doing is actually paid off. Like, I'm in such a good place that was my moment to really like feel it and let it go. But it was already gone. So I really wanted to share that. And then I got really excited because I picked up some things, and I am super thrilled to share them I used to call them healing services, and now I call them guided transition sessions. And the reason is because so many of you ladies that I've been working with have evolved so much, and it's still about healing. That's what we do. But I'd rather call it transition, because I'm going to guide you through your next, your level up, the person you're becoming. Healing just sounds like you're going to a hospital because something's wrong. And the truth is there's nothing wrong with any of us. We're all where we're supposed to be when we're supposed to be there. And the sooner we recognize that we want change, that we want better, that, our last life doesn't fit us anymore, that's when we're ready. And if we don't see that yet, then we're just not ready. Whatever. So, I have a special going on. Ask me about it. But I really want to share this with more people, my new techniques, my new strategies, and really help with guidance through this difficult time. I recently did a post that was a quick explanation that was like long story short, because I know people don't like to read or watch videos, or, they want to see a picture and like learn, right? So it's a circle of who you used to be, and a circle who you're becoming, and then right in the center it overlaps, and I call that the red zone. That's the transition point where you're no longer identifying with this person. You don't get these people anymore. You don't feel comfortable in that situation anymore, and it's uncomfortable. You're losing things. Things are falling apart. You're getting pushed out of that person, usually out of your own control. And it's better that way, because when you're doing things on your own, you always wonder if you did the right thing, or, you try to have control. And then there's the new you. And the new you is, you know, you're this different person. You know, you have these skills. You know, you have this potential. You know that you're so close to breathing fresh air and being out of the tornado, but you're not there. So I just kind of help get you out of that circle to this circle. And before you know it, you look back and you're just like, oh my God, I can't even believe that was me. I can't even believe I dressed that way. I can't even believe I had those friends. I can't even believe I, worked there. Oh my gosh. And you're out of that, mindset now. But when you're in that red zone, you're definitely not here, not there. You're in the middle. You're in your cocoon. You haven't spread your wings yet. You're not that phoenix yet. And so I think it's very important to let yourself be in that place. Really get to know who you are, really get to know what makes you feel good, really get to know what's meant for you. Because for me, I know that helping people has always made me feel so good. I prayed to help people as a little girl, people like me, because I didn't know how to ask for help. People weren't asking, and I was in a really dark place. And as time went by, I was behind the chair and I was communicating with people, and I'm like, holy shit, they're just like me. And I would give them advice about me, but it was one-on-one and personal. I'm an introvert. A lot of times I meet a lot of people and they're like, hi, I know you're from Facebook, blah, blah, blah. Like, I know I look really weird and awkward totally because I'm just meeting you. But it's like, I just do better when you're opening up to me. I do better when you come to me with like wanting that from me, because I feel safe to be me, and I hope that my videos help you do that with me. And so what happened after the ceremony is we walked past a gift shop and there was a carving outside. And I'm like, what's that? That's what I saw. That's what was in my vision. And so the carving, I was told, was a condor. That's the name of the bird. The what I thought was a panther was a puma, and the snake was a snake. But what they represent and signify in the Incan culture is the condor is the most powerful, biggest bird. I believe they're almost extinct. There's only 2,500 left in the world, and they're super, super, super rare to see because they have to be 16,000 feet and higher in elevation. And we happen to see one flying. So if you look at my pictures from my trip, you'll see a picture of one and you'll see one flying, which is super cool. So that was another synchronicity for me to see that that's what I was supposed to experience and see, and understand that I was completely open with my higher self and the spiritual realm and the spiritual world. The puma is who you are here. It's your strength, it's your quickness, and your ability to navigate throughout. I've done that shit my whole life. Oh my God. And then the snake, it's like your ancestors. It's the generations behind you. And for me at first it was kind of scary, but I came from somewhere. People worked so hard to get me to where I am today, and it's my job to continue that legacy pulling forward. So for that to come to me was like, you are in alignment with not only your highest good, but you here on earth, and you're bringing everybody with you. Like, you're not alone, man. This is not about you, okay? Like, at all. Get your little ego aside and quit worrying about what people think and who's judging. Like, I don't give a fuck. The people that do look at this as beneficial, it's for you. That's it. That's all that matters to me. And so, like I said, I did see a condor. That was such a huge message for me to know that I was on the right path. So get within, like, what are you, what's coming to you? What does it mean? Do research, and your head will be out of the clouds, and then you'll be detached and unplugged from that other self, and you'll be this person. And so people are like, well, aren't you a hairstylist? Yeah, You know why? Because I have integrity. I take such good care of my clients and their hair, and I make sure that they feel and look their best. I don't rip them off. I don't do all kinds of crazy shit that jacks up their hair. And I feel good about that. You know, I'm not a vain person. I'm not ever going to say, if you look this way, you'll look better. You know, I'm like, your hair's like this. Let's work with it, not against it. Let's be real. I'm not going to see you for 6 months to a year. Let's do something that's not going to look like shit in between then. Okay, you're here every 4 weeks. Let's do something that can go all out but not damage your hair. If we're coloring it that often, it's gonna get fried. You know, I am so honest, and I love that I get to have that vulnerability in front of me to connect, to get me to the level that I'm at with my healing, because people have opened up to me in such a vulnerable way for so long, and that was molding me to where I am now. That was giving me these discussions for hours and hours with the same people for years and years and years. And, you know, we grow together. We're together through the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I love being a part of that. But I've taken it a step further with my sessions. And it's like, we're going to do some work. You know, I have all these techniques and tools. These are things that have worked for me. These are things that I've done extensive research on. I love science. I love evidence. Like, show me the proof. And then I experiment with it. And if I find it to be true, then I'm all in. And I'm going to share that. So that's my message about transition, about what I'm doing, you know, moving forward. And I hope that you join me, and I hope that you continue to reach out and let me know how my videos are helpful, and what you want to hear more of. And then if I'm just shooting you resources and, you know, they're helpful, let me know so I can continue. Otherwise, I may slow down on that. But that's it. I hope you have a wonderful day.